and you are ready to show what you know in math. So this whole week, we've been working on our awesome comparisons, less than or greater than. Yesterday, we were adding a new skill and comparing numbers in different forms: standard, expanded, and unit form. Today, we're going to keep up with our comparing, but add a new twist and keep blending our awesome math skills together. So let's look at our new learning target for Thursday. It says, I can compare 3-digit numbers with more than 9 ones or tens. So our new challenge that we're tackling today with comparing 3-digit numbers is when we are given a 3-digit number in unit form that shows it has more than 9 ones or 9 tens. That's when there's a big group of ones or a big group of tens. When we're given a number in this form, it's up to us to bundle those groups of 10 together. Because we know that 10 of a smaller unit equals 1 of a bigger unit. We're bringing in our bundling skills today along with comparing. So we're going to be working to take these bigger unit forms and grouping groups of 10 together so we can bundle to make bigger units. That is our job today with comparing. So of course, this knowledge is super important for bundling. So can we review this, awesome people? We have 10 of a smaller unit equals how many of a bigger unit? What did we just say? 10 ones equals how many tens? 110, exactly. 10 ones equal 110. What about 10 tens? A group of 10 tens, the smaller unit, equals how many hundreds? The bigger unit? 100, of course. So these all follow the same pattern because it goes smaller to bigger unit, smaller to bigger. So we're using all this bundling knowledge today. So awesome, people. Before we go ahead and compare, we need to practice our bundling and translating these big group of hundreds, tens, and ones. So with a nice clean whiteboard, we are going to figure out the value of 62 tens, 3 ones. So which group are we going to have to bundle, second grade? Do we need to bundle the tens or the ones? Which has more than 9? Tens or ones? The tens, of course, there's 62 of them. So we are going to need to bundle to get larger units to figure out the total value. So as we're taking a look at 62 tens, I want you to make sure you have that written on your whiteboard. 62 tens. To make it simpler for ourselves, we can break up 62 tens into 2 groups so we can have a simpler time seeing what we need to bundle. And those 2 groups that we're going to break apart are based off the place value of just 62. So, can you do this with me? In 62 second grade, we can take the 2 that's in the ones place and create a group of 2 tens. This 2 that's in the ones place becomes 2 tens. But the 6 is in the tens place. So if we were to take out this group, our 6 in the tens place would become a group of 60 tens. We know 6 tens is 60, but there's 60 tens. I know that's a lot of the same vocabulary word, but we're using it in different ways. So to break apart 62 tens, we can see 60 tens and 2 tens. So second grade, one of these groups can be bundled to make bigger units. We have this big group of 60 tenths. If we know second grade, 10 tenths equals 100, 60 tenths will equal how much of a bigger unit? 10 tenths, 100. 60 tenths, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 tenths will get how many hundreds? 6 hundredths, exactly. For every group of 10 that's in our 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for every group of 10, we get 100. So therefore, our 60 tenths becomes 6 hundredths. So second grade, if we take another look, we've got 6 hundredths, 2 tenths, and 3 ones. What is the total value of this number? How much do we have here? This number is 623. 623. And we knew that because 60 tenths equaled 6 hundredths. So we have to be able, like always, to show what we know and explain how we found our answer. Okay, so awesome job of walking through our process of bundling these bigger units. Let's reset our board and warm up with one more number. Okay, take our next look with your clean whiteboard. We need to figure out the value of 5 hundredths, 24 ones. So what are we going to need to bundle, second grade? The hundreds or the ones? Which unit has more than 9? The ones, of course. There's 24 of them. So we'll need to bundle groups of 10 to get a bigger unit. So let's take a look. We've got 24 ones. We want to break up all this 24 into 2 smaller groups, so we will have a simpler time to see what we need to bundle. So remember, that's based off the place value of 24. Can you figure out what are our 2 groups we're going to look at? They're both a group of ones. Can you write this on your board? We're going to break it apart into 4 ones, a group of 4 ones, and then our 2 is in the tens place. So how many ones will we have here? 2 tens. We will have a group of 20 ones. 2 tens became 20, but our unit is ones. So we have a group of 20 ones. So now we can bundle. With this group of 20 ones, we can take each group of 10 and make a bigger unit. So if 10 ones equals 1 10, 20 ones equals how many tens? Equals 2 tens, of course. We already could see this up here. So second grade, now that we bundled our group of 10 ones, what is our total value? 5 hundredths, 2 tens, and 4 ones. What is this number? What do we got? 524. Ding, ding, ding. We have 524. And how did we know that? This number is 524 because 20 ones equals 2 tenths. our bundling using our bundling knowledge to show how we knew this answer was correct. Okay, Super Scholars. So now we've warmed up our bundling brains. So now let's start comparing. So reset your board and let's keep blending our math skills. Okay, but we can't compare yet until we've given ourselves a little break. So stand up with me, and I have a movie question for this or that. Are you ready? So second grade, when you are watching a fabulous movie, which do you prefer as a snack? Popcorn? If so, you're going to shake the left side of your body. Or candy? If so, you're going to shake the right side of your body. What's your favorite movie snack? Popcorn? Candy? What do you think? I gotta go with classic popcorn, so I'm gonna shake the left side of my body for 5 seconds. You got your pick? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. Just get a little movement. So come on, sit back down with me. Okay, second grade, as we start comparing, I need you to go find an old friend. Your conversation buddy. I have Mr. Mo, but all of you awesome people have different conversation buddies. I need you to bring them to our math lesson today so you can talk about your math work and show what you know. So go ahead and pause this lesson right now. Go find your conversation buddy and bring them back with you. Okay, go find them. Okay, so you're back with your conversation buddy, and they're just gonna chill right next to you as you work, and then we'll get to talk to them. So first, on your whiteboard that you have been using, we are going to be completing this number sentence to compare 524 and 53 tenths. So second grade, before we can compare, what do we need to do first? We have standard and unit form. What do we need to do before we can compare? We need to figure out the total value of 53 tenths. We need to write it in standard form, which requires us to use our bundling skills. So, what do you think, second grade? 53 tenths. What's the total value? So let's break it up into our groups so we can bundle groups of 10 to make that bigger unit. Let's see. So in 53, if I take this 3 in the ones place, we'll get a group of how many tenths? 3 tenths. And then if we take this 5 from the tens place, we'll get a group of how many tenths? We're going to take this 5 out. How big would this group be? How many tens would there be? 5 tens would become 50. There'd be a group of 50 tenths. So what do we know? This big group of 50 tens can bundle. 50 tenths is going to become how many of a bigger unit? We've got 50 tenths. What would that bundle into? 500s. Our 5010 would become 500s. Because for each group of 10, that equals 100. And we'd get 500s because we'd have 50 tenths. So second grade, what is our total value of 53 tenths? We have 500s and 3 tenths. So second grade, what is the total value of 500s, 3 tenths? We bundled, so now we can figure out 500s, 3 tenths is how much? 500, and then our 3 tenths, 30. show that 53 tenths equals 530. Now I need you to get your conversation buddy out because you are going to explain to them what we just did. I need you to talk to your conversation buddy and tell them, how did we just show that 53 tenths equals 530? How did we prove this is correct? So can you walk them through what we did and explain why 53 tenths equals 530? So I want you to pause the video, explain to your conversation buddy, and then come back. Okay, pause. Awesome, you're back. How did you do talking to your buddy? Did you explain to your buddy? It's okay if you had some trouble because we're going to keep practicing. So, can you put them back down? We'll get them back up in a second. But now that we have both numbers in standard form, we can compare. So, less than and greater than. So, second grade, when we're doing our number sentences, we're going from left to right. So, 524 is less than or greater than 530. 524 is less than. It's the smaller number. It's less than. So what symbol are we going to write? How are we going to complete the number sentence? 524 is less than 530. So that is the bigger number. Okay, back out our conversation buddies go. It's time to talk to them for a second time. Now, second grade, with your conversation buddy, you are going to explain to them why 524 is less than 530. What do you notice about the place value that tells you why 524 is less than 530? I want you to explain why this is true to your conversation buddy and then come back. Okay, pause the video and go talk. Pause. Okay, how was your chat with your buddy? Were you able to fully show what you know? So, Mr. Mo, what did I tell you? I explained to Mr. Mo that 524 was less than 530 because 2 tenths was less than 3 tenths. That was the big value difference between these numbers that allowed us to compare. So, second grade, we've been doing awesome on our worksheets, but we need to make sure we can still talk about our lovely math and use our vocabulary. So, we're going to do another comparing problem. So, put your conversation buddy down and reset your board. Okay, second grade, so we are ready to try practice problem number 2. We are going to be comparing 200s, 37 ones to 247. But before we can compare, what do we need to do first? What do we need to do first? We need to change 200s, 37 ones into standard form. We need to find its total value. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's see. Do our hundreds or our ones need to be bundled? Which unit do we need to bundle? Our ones, of course. There's 37 of them. So second grade, based off place value, can you use the strategy of breaking 37 ones into 2 groups? How would this help us? Can you do that on your whiteboard? Break it into groups so we can easily see what we need to bundle. In 37 ones, there's a group of 7 ones. That comes from this 7 in the ones place. And what about this 3 in the tens place? That would be a group of what? 3 tens would be 30 ones. This 3 in the tens place would show a group of 30 ones. But what now, awesome people? We have a bigger group of 30 ones. How many bundles of a larger unit can we make? 30 ones will equal how many of a larger unit? 10 ones equal 110. So 30 ones is 3 tens. We have 3 tens. 10, 20, 30. So second grade, now that we bundled, we can see that in this number, there's 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 7 ones. What's the total value of this number? What number is this? 237. We took 237 ones and showed why that group was 237. That was the total value. So back comes out your conversation buddy, and I want you to explain to them why this is true. Explain to them what we did to prove how we knew that 237 ones was 237. I want you to explain how we bundled to them. So talk to your conversation buddy, show them what you know, and then come on back. Okay, pause. Awesome. How does your chat go with your buddy? I'm going to tell you what I talked about with Mr. Mo so you can see if it was the same. So, Mr. Mo, I know 237 ones is 237 because a group of 30 ones equals 3 tens. That was my bundling knowledge. So, second grade, now that we've talked to our buddy, let's go ahead and put them back down, put them to the side so we can compare. Let's take a look at our sentence. We have 237. Is it less than or greater than 247? What do you think? Is less than. It's the smaller number. So what symbol are we going to write? Less than. Can you write in the symbol? Less than faces the right. Remember, in less than, the first number is smaller. So this symbol has to face the right. Less than. Okay. But how did you know that, second grade? Let's tell our conversation buddy how we knew 237 is less than 247. What was the big difference? How did you know? So again, get your buddy, tell them everything you know, and then come back and check with me. Okay, pause. Awesome. I hope you had a great chat with your buddy. Let's see if we explain the same way. So, Mr. Mo, I know 237 is less than because 3 tens is less than 4 tens. That was the big difference between these two numbers. Is that what you got, second grade? That you were able to compare based on the tens space. Okay, second grade. So we have done a lot of work today using so much math skills. So great job. So really quickly, I just want to show you your dojo worksheet so you can be ready to show me all that you know. So here is your worksheet for Thursday for you to show off your skills. So you have 3 number sentences, just like yesterday, and your first task is the same, to translate each number into standard form. So you see 3 unit forms that you're going to bundle and figure out their total value. You're going to write that total value, of course, on that line so you can see both numbers in standard form when you compare. So once you bundle these numbers, then of course you will complete the number sentence with your less than or greater than symbol. Here's the box in the side if you need some clues. But first you need to translate and bundle, and then you can compare by showing the correct symbol. Really be careful of when you're trying to express less than or greater than. And that always depends on the first number in your sentence. Left to right. We always start at the beginning of our sentence. Okay, second grade. Fantastic work with comparing this week. So I can't wait to see how strong you end it on Thursday.